30 minutes
So
of
going
friends
to the
talk
cinema is
about
something,
everything that
let's
matters
say
to
it's more
women.
of a original
Welcome
that
to
we
the
actually
lounge.
normally do. And one of the most important thing within your experience in theater is knowing what to choose for your seat. And you know, all of a sudden we started to be familiar when it comes into even the screens, like in a certain, let's say, cinema, in a certain mall. You know that screen 7 is not big, it's tiny. There's, let's say, stairs in a way, and so
true.
13 is wider, and so. So you started to notice that, and you start to pick your seat, let's say, depending on that. So what do you actually do in order for you to choose the best seating for the movie you want to watch?
I think it depends on the movie, really. And it depends if it's like something that is like cozy, such a cute movie that you're like, you know what, it's so cute. So I go super early in the morning and then I pick right in the middle. I want to be watching
Centered.
everything.
Okay.
100%. I want to be centered for sure. And I want to watch everything. And for some reason, I feel like being in the middle, it's like you have the full coverage, but if you're on the side, you're not.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with that because the way it's designed, everyone
Yeah.
can get to watch everything. But I feel more comfortable being in the middle.
Yeah.
If it's a movie that I did not choose, I would pick the sides because I just want to like
Really?
yeah, I just don't care. I want people to be like, oh, I'm forcing people to come along with me, but then I'm also putting them aside just to like bother them because like y'all chose a movie, so I'm gonna bother you to do so.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's really quite interesting.
I'm not a picky person, but just don't put me in the front row. Because
Okay.
I don't like the idea of being in the front. It's
Yeah.
very exhausting, and to me, it's just my neck is always tilted
That
to
is
the
so
top
true.
like that, and it's so uncomfortable for me. So I prefer either going either so far in the back, or if I'm in the middle, yeah, I'd love that, but it has to be like empty seats.
Yeah.
I don't like the crowded places, honestly.
Yeah, and the way people like just pass, that what bothers me so much. I'm like, please don't come my way.
It's not even
Choose
that.
other side. Choose the other side. Don't come about. I'm
Yeah,
staying
yeah,
right
yeah,
here. And then you know it's also like a problem. The middle seats that I tend to face, that sometimes the people next to you don't want to have you next to them. You know, especially like they don't get comfortable, especially if it's like if you're talking about couples.
Trust me, I'm not comfortable either.
You know,
just to
yeah,
let you know.
exactly. I'm like, relax.
I'm
I'm,
not-
just trying to say, like,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's like one of the issues that you actually face. So now I tend to go straight to the sides where there's only 2 seats. I will pick those 2 because it's just easier to manage.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm trying to respect people like space, but people don't care. I don't know.
I mean, to me, trust me, I have a story for you. So to me, when it comes to
Of course.
picking a seat in a place, it always depends on the movie. Like I have this issue with number 7. It's like my lucky number. Everything has to be in 7. So I would always choose a 7.
Yeah.
And even if I don't choose, like it's always there. It's like, see, it's meant to be. So everyone knows 7 has to be there for Hiba, and then anyone could choose whatever numbers they want. So the thing is, it depends on the movie. So I remember I went for a 4DX movie. It was a dragon movie, and I had the most beautiful experience because the 4DX theater, it starts to move. And if there's a water scene, there's going to be
love that.
water splash. If it's windy, then you'll feel the wind.
Yeah.
So it was one of the dragon movies that was recently, let's say, being in theater. And I went with my husband and Maria. And I told my husband we're going for the 4DX and we're going to fly a lot. And he didn't take it that seriously. Trust me. Me and Maria enjoying the time. He was like looking at me all the time in a way like, what? Like, why? Like, I couldn't. And it was a very beautiful experience. So to me, it always depends on the movie.
Yeah.
If it's more of a movie having that kind of experiment in a way, so it's better to really go to that kind of theater and enjoy this seating. But when you're going to a normal movie in a way, it's always about number 7. Like it has to be, whether 17, 27, like I don't care. 7 has to be there in the
Is it like your lucky number or something?
It's like my lucky number, you know.
Okay.
And I'm surrounded by 7 in many different ways.
I love that.
So you can imagine that in a way that you're really picky in a way because of that number. But yet again, when you're going with your kids, this is a very important matter to highlight. Is I started to sit on the side because they want to go to the bathroom. They want to buy something. They just want to go out and come back. And it was very frustrating. I remember the first experience going with Talia. Talia was moving a lot. And the problem is that we were the whole row, like we booked the whole row because of our number. And the end of the row was more of a wall. So she used to sit there and then go all the way to her father and then come back again. with the juice falling all over and so many
No.
things. So yeah,
That does happen.
depends also on the kids itself and your
It's so
experience.
true.
So many things we could talk and elaborate when it comes to seating and theater, but how about we take this? So after choosing your seat, one of the most important thing is to always make sure that you're comfortable with your snacks. I mean, I go to the theater in order for me to eat.
That's so true. For
I
all of us.
always choose my popcorn, my nachos, my crepe, even a hot dog.
You're joking.
Yes,
I love their
that's
hot
all
dogs.
be
Really?
They're
there.
so good, even though I hate hot dogs, but their hot dogs are
Yeah,
amazing.
I don't know what's special
I
about
don't
it,
know.
but I add mustard and ketchup and cheese, and they always tell me that you pay extra. It's like, I don't care, I'm gonna pay extra.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah,
I'm really hungry.
I'm
I'm
enjoying
not
my time
kidding.
and snacks. But the thing is, I really hate when someone tells me that they want to share.
Yeah, it
Or
bothers me.
I would ask them like, would you want another popcorn? They'd be like, oh no, I'll just need a small one, you know? And then when you're in the movie, they start all of a sudden taking your plate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's my plate.
Yeah.
It's personal.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
No, you're not sharing my food. I make sure it depends on what. So I have to ask if it's a popcorn. I like specific popcorn. I like it mixed. So if you want one, I usually go through like the whole thing with the smaller popcorn. If you're going with it and you want me to share, we're going with large. Not even
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
like
that's
no,
true.
because I have to keep up with everything. I want to
Right.
make sure that I get the last bite. I have this obsession with the last bite. So if you're taking the last bite with anything, it could be nachos as well. I don't like sharing nachos because it's mine. I like to eat whenever I'm done. I'll give you the rest, even though it sounds wrong.
yeah.
It sounds
Especially
completely
if the
wrong.
cheese
like me.
ends, you know, I feel like you can have it,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
can have it. But then I hate the last bite. Don't take the last bite.
Yeah.
It would really bother me. Like I'll be so mad at you the whole time in the movies.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. You have to let me know what you want so I can get larger sizes.
Now I know when they say we as women are complicated. We are complicated. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I'm so complicated, even though I say I'm simple.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I'm not like that crazy when it comes down to popcorns because I can share it with you. But like, leave the nachos alone and leave like the hot dog alone because I'll be having that for myself and only for myself. If you ask to share it with me, then I'm pissed off a little bit, but I won't be showing it to you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal for me. And you know what I like the most right now is that you get to order right before you get in.
Yes.
I don't have to wait in line. I hate
Yes.
waiting in line. That's the worst thing
I
that I
never
have.
tried it.
I tried it.
But I love the
It's
VIP
fun.
one when you sit down and they're like, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
That's what I
You
like
know?
to eat.
Yeah, you feel like you're in a
I
5-star
I
like restaurant.
know. I love
I
that.
mean, there's a kind of a theater that provides a burger
Okay.
and pizza, and I was like,
What?
Yes.
Where's that?
I'm gonna tell you later on, but
Okay,
seriously,
fine.
like one of the theaters do actually provide that, and it's like if like speaking about VIP is something, but when you're going to such cinema and you have this privilege to actually purchase a meal and go inside the movie without being, let's say, checked, because
Yeah.
trust me, I've sneaked a lot of meals to the
I
theater.
never
love
sneaked out anything.
I sneaked
What?
a lot of
Never.
meals.
Never?
What is
Girl,
wrong
my
with
favorite
me?
activity in the
A
world.
lot of
What
that
is wrong
meal.
with
The
me?
bag keeps getting
Why do
bigger
I not
every
do
time I go to the
things?
movies.
Oh
What
my
do you
God.
mean? All of your favorite snacks is in the bag, fully. I'm getting chips. I'm getting candy. I'm getting juice.
Honey, I
I'm
was
getting
ordering a meal from a restaurant.
Girl, you know what?
And I'm like, I'm keeping
Yes,
it in
I
my
do that
bag.
too. Oh yes, literally I do that. My
Yeah.
mom, she did that. My mom, she taught me that. And once she actually like ordered from a fast food place. She got the food in her bag. We went in, and then she was like, "This is your meal. That's your meal. This is your meal."
It's
And she
the
was
best.
handing meals.
The best.
I
the
swear
best
to God, the
way.
next day on the
Wow.
radio, there's like, I don't know, like if you guys know 99.7, there was a guy talking. He was like, "Oh, there was a lady giving away like
Oh my
meals for her kids
She
at the
talking
theater."
about it. He
And I was
talking
like,
about
"There's
us.
no." My mom, she was like, "There's no way." And then he was like, "Oh, that specific movie." And back at the time, it was Alvin the Chipmunks.
Oh
It was
my
like in
God.
the Alvin the Chipmunks movie at that time at that theater. And my mom, she was like,
That's a snitch
"That's
there.
me."
That's a snitch
Oh
there.
my God.
And it was the most embarrassing thing. My mom, she stopped doing it, but I
Oh,
keep
I'm glad
doing
you
it.
didn't call
I'm
on
doing it for
names.
everyone.
To be honest,
Oh
like
my
I
God.
remember doing that, and my friends were like, "Oh my God, how do you do that?" I was like, "Yeah, I master it. You know, I know the right moment where I actually
Do you
take
like
my
go
phone."
with a backpack or is it just
No,
like the
this
big
is
just
one?
regular
like
bag,
regular bag.
but get the bigger one. Of course, you have like different kind of like bags, I don't like the smaller ones. I like the
I'm
big
just
ones.
wondering, how did your mom get in like the 3 meals all
Oh,
together?
my mom, she was just folding stuff. She was like,
Yeah.
that's a tiny meal. Okay, let's fold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But you guys, we've been talking for quite some time, so let's just go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
So when it comes into going to the cinema, one of the most important thing is knowing who are you going with, because there are people who are really into time. So I have this brother, and he's my only brother, but yet we have this huge conflict when it comes into arriving to the movie. So I always know that there is a certain time for trailers, and I don't really want to get bothered with that. So I always count like there's 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes. And he'd be like the opposite. He'd be like running. He will leave me. Like if we're in the parking and he's like looking at his watch, he's like, you know what? You'll follow us in your car, and he'll drive and leave me all
No
behind.
way.
Because once the movie,
That's
like
crazy.
if the movie starts and he's not there in time,
Yeah.
he'd be like, you know what? I don't want to enter. I didn't see the introduction for the movie.
I mean,
You know?
don't blame
like,
him.
Like he immediately just, just get really pissed. So I'd be like, you know what? Sometimes what happens is that when we reach, we'll tell him like, just go to the theater. We'll bring the meals and tell us what happens, because we don't want him to.
You don't want to
snap
deal with
and
that.
okay.
Yeah, it makes it. To be fair, I used to be like that back in the time, but now I'm like, it's not big of a deal. But I also enjoy going super early. Now when the lights are on, but I love watching the trailers. I like to watch what's coming next, like what kind of movies. They're just so much fun, and sometimes even the trailers are more fun than the movie itself.
Right.
I'll be honest. So I like to take that moment to sit down and like see what's going on, hold a conversation with my mom or whoever's next to me. It's just like for us, it's like that little moment. And then later on, I get to watch the movie, because if I'm watching the movie, I don't want you to make any comments. I will make the comments, but you're not talking. I'm the only person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I know, honestly, but I love watching that. So I don't like being late. That's the reason why I tend to leave at least like an hour before the movie starts. I like to take my time. And also sometimes just walking around, like I generally don't want to go straight to it. The feeling of me being in a hurry makes me super anxious. So even when I arrive to the movie, I'm not really getting excited for it, but it's more of the energy changes. It's just from me being anxious. I'm like, I just want to be over it. Like get it over with and move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm that kind of person.
Okay.
Well, when I'm actually traveling, that's where you'll see me watching the trailers. They're
Yeah.
very exciting for me when I get to the movie, and I like to be the first person to actually, okay, not the first person, maybe third person. I'll be sitting down like a very good girl and watching everything that goes around. But like when I'm here, I'm just literally waiting for like the trailer to go on and for the movies like to start, and that's where I'll be heading in before the movie. Okay, I'm not gonna be that bad. So for me, it's very interesting because I honestly, I can't say like it's such a big deal for me to watch the whole trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh my god. But like you said, I don't want to run late, just because I don't want to miss on the snacks. I really don't want to miss on the snacks and be getting in, and then in the middle, and in the middle of the movie, I'll be grabbing stuff because I know a lot of people will be grabbing stuff in the mid, and I don't like watching people walking around in the middle of the movie right in front of me, and it's like it bothers me. So I'd like to do that at first, get my whole snacks all together, get in, but when the trailer is actually on, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I mean, I had this experience with my daughter, so I took her to the movie, and we were like waiting. She had her snacks, and I was like, "You can start having your snacks." She was like, "But the movie didn't start yet." And I'm like, "Yeah, there are trailers." So we were waiting almost like 10 minutes, and she's like all the time like, once it becomes dark, and she thinks that the movie's gonna start, so she opens her snacks, and then suddenly it's not the movie, and then she closes it again. And I'm like, Maria, you can start if you're really. She's like, I want to start when the movie is actually starting.
So cute.
And it was the longest 10 minutes. Like I was looking at her all the time, and she's like, I want to eat. I want.
You know what? I do the same thing. I wouldn't eat till the movie starts.
No.
And even my mom, I will not touch
I'm
my
starting right before that.
food. Really? No, I'm not touching it, because what if it finishes before the movie ends?
I'm starting another
that's
snack.
why I have a lot of snacks.
I'm going with
I
another
end up
snack.
carrying my snacks out with me. I mean, one of the things that happened, talking about not wanting to go and have that experience that in the middle of the movie that you're shifting to take your stuff. So I remember one of the malls, it was very crowded at that time. Imagine that I ordered the snacks an hour before the movie. and I couldn't, the line was too busy. I couldn't get my snacks, the popcorn and everything, until after 2 hours from the movie, and it was a 3-hour movie. 2 hours, like imagine me going out, waiting for the snacks, then coming back again because the line was not moving.
No.
It was the most terrifying, annoying moment. And from that day, I started to, you know what, to go really early, make sure that everything is okay and not busy. And with that being said, how about we take this quick break? So one of the difficult things when you reach to a theater is while you being there, having your cozy moment in your chair, and then suddenly there's someone next to you. And you feel like your environment is being, let's say, not comfortable, violated. Like, you know, when you have this kind of surrounding, let's say, a safe area, you start to feel a little bit, let's say, squeezed and so. So I've noticed people who really feel freely about it and not really get bothered. And they could bother the other person who's next to them. And then there are ones that are really caring. They don't want to have any kind of, let's say, that kind of very not really quite great moment where you tend to let's say unconsciously hitting them and so. So how do you feel about that? Where do you see yourself in this situation?
I am very territorial regarding my arm. I'm very territorial regarding it. I really like to I like to set my hands on both of them, but sometimes I have to be respectful towards the people around me. I go with whatever. Where's my water at? You know, there's like a place. There's a section where you put your water in. I make sure that's my side, like your armrest for me, like right here where I rest it. But other than that, a lot of times I really be rude, and I like to take both. I like to get comfortable, but then but also if you're sitting, for example, my situation, if I sat next to a guy and I have my mom next to me, I genuinely would put my arms like this, like all the way in, because I let them take their space as much as they can. But I don't want to be as much, like, I try to be considerate, but at the same time, I'm taking over.
As long as you feel comfortable about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for me, it's like whenever I have someone seated right next to me or on the other side, it's just, I get uncomfortable, honestly, and I just like it, put my hands like that, just cross them. And I don't really like when people are actually taking like my place, or like, you know, when they do that and it's like they're going all the way. I'm like, I'll be giving stares. I'll be giving the stares like,
people
what
don't
are
get
you
it
doing?
sometimes.
Well, what are you doing? That's my place, and I'm like being like that. I'm very polite about it. Like, what are you doing? I'll be staring. I don't have a problem. So for me, it's like, it's sort of like uncomfortable for me when I have someone seated next to me, a stranger, so I'll be just crossing my hands most of the time.
Well, to me, I'm always cold in cinema, so I always tend to, let's say, hold myself and never want to go to any kind of the side. I never want to feel the leather in a way, so I always tend to let's say cover myself up, like just let's say surrounding myself with my arms, and just that's it. So I never really get bothered when it comes to that. But the thing that really bothers me is when I'm crossing my leg and then there's someone who's next to you who are also crossing the opposite side. This is where it gets very annoying, because you don't want to hit their shoes, you don't want to feel them uncomfortable. At the same time, this is the way that I really cross my leg, so they're the opposite. So you're like trying to squeeze it in a way, wanting to enjoy your movie, but yet, so to me, that's the moment where I really get annoyed.
Girl, it's even worse for me when I try to adjust myself while sitting down, and then I'm like, I have to push someone's arm or hands, because I'm like, give me this for a second, let me use the hands for me to move, and then I have to sit in a seated position, of course, crossing my legs sometimes, because I do get cold as well. So I cross my legs while sitting down, so I have to take over everything. And you know how embarrassing it is, because people are gonna be looking at you like you're disrespectful. Like you're disrespectful. You took the whole handle that I'm resting. It's really tough. But I think, I don't know what is the right thing, and like I need someone to actually tell me, like, what is it? Is it like the arm? We put the right arm, or like both of them? I genuinely don't know. And there's no like rules in the same way they tell you what to do. So I'm like,
people are suddenly putting their stuff,
I think it's
but you don't know which one is yours.
It's always depending on who's going to be next to you. You could immediately just read, let's say, as they say, read the room. Like if the person is like, you know, sometimes what happens is that the next chair is really empty, but they decided to lean on the side that you are actually next to you. So this is where it gets really annoying. One of the things, the hacks that I do is, every time I look at the seating before booking to make sure, sometimes there's these spots like you're two-person, but you have a family choosing here and there. But if you choose the two seats, you're going to have a one seat empty here and one seat empty here.
Yeah.
So we tend to do that. I know it's bad, but we tend to do that
You know, a lot of people hate you for that.
because we actually do.
No way.
Like you could see that it's really full and that's this place, but it's like, you know what? We're gonna do that so that we could at least enjoy the
space
Yeah.
for yourself.
So having that said, how about we take this quick break? So as I was saying previously, I always feel cold in the theater, and though I always know it's cold, I always wear light, and I enter the movie and I'll be like regretting the moment. Why didn't I bring my sweater, my blanket, any kind of, let's say, comfy thing?
Yeah.
So I remember what I used to do is, especially if I'm wearing let's say a short sleeve, is that I try to keep let's say I keep my hands inside and I'd be like trying to warm myself. And it's so annoying. And sometimes you just sit and all of a sudden the AC is always on top of you, and they're like, why? It's
And
like,
all you
why
can
me?
think about is how cold it is instead of
Yes.
watching the movie and
It's so
enjoying
true.
it.
And you can't enjoy it. So
Yeah.
I started from that time to always keep in mind to keep with me an extra jacket in the car, and let's say a small lighted blanket, in a way, a throw up that you could actually carry it with you and not feel
Yeah.
really, let's say, heavy about it. So yeah, this is one of the things that I do when it comes into feeling cold in cinema.
I like coziness so much, to the point where I try to make summer also like a full vibe. I like to get my sweaters. I swear, I like the long sweaters, and I like
I can't wait.
cardigans.
I
Yeah,
cannot wait.
I'm so excited. And for me, I always keep a jacket in the car just in case. So if we were talking about movies, I'm always carrying a jacket no matter what, even if it's hot.
Yeah.
I like to just like cover my legs, or
Yeah.
like sometimes cover my arms just for the sake of it. I just like the feeling of coziness. For some reason, I don't know why, I'm associating movies to me feeling warm, like you're relaxing and chilling. And I
Yeah.
feel like you cannot chill without a blanket or something that is soft on your skin. You're just sitting there, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. So for me, I always get a jacket or like a little, like a tiny little blanket. It's like it's like the soft ones. The
Yes,
tiny
the
little,
soft
I love
one,
them.
yeah.
I genuinely
I
love
wish
them.
I
but
could
think,
honestly do that. I wish I could do that.
why?
I don't know. I feel like wherever, if I would take a small blanket, they'll be giving me the stare, honestly.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
What they're
then I'll
gonna
just
do?
be getting a jacket. Then I'll be just grabbing
Girl,
a jacket
who
with me,
cares?
Well,
Because if you went to the VIP, they will hand you like an actual like tiny little
Blanket.
yeah,
blanket.
VIP, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
so
I
why
like
is it
about
not?
it.
It's the same experience.
That's what I like. I don't want to be carrying it all around with
Oh,
me.
so
That
cute.
bothers me.
But you know what? That's how I
Look
know you
at
don't sneak
this, a
stuff.
little blanket. Do you want also a milky?
Oh my god.
Oh my.
No, but you know what? That's how I know you don't sneak.
I'll just
snacks.
imagine all kinds of scenarios, and
Yeah.
the movies that I watch, I'll be going out and taking that atmosphere with me. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, I feel like it's a vibe, because if you get a big, try this next time. Get a big bag, sneak
Yeah.
some food in, and also have a blanket
Blanket.
inside the bag.
Sounds like a great
And
idea.
I swear it's such a vibe, and you will
Yeah.
feel so like it's a full experience,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you have to experience, especially for like a movie, and it would be even
Definitely.
better if it's a kids movie.
Yes.
Oh,
You know
trust
what
me.
I want? You know what I want? I
Yeah.
want them to put down the old movies on theaters.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I
know,
would love that.
Like a Harry Potter one,
Wow,
for
yeah.
example,
Oh
or
my
a
God.
Twilight.
I
You know,
remember when
since
they
we're-
did that once. I remember they did that once. It was very amazing.
It
I
was
think
so lovely.
it was the whole sequel, and then for the final sequel to be presented. So it was really a great experience. Speaking about kids movies, so I remember because of that kind of experience, feeling really cold and knowing that you're taking your kids. So I had this experience where I took my kids, and I was really prepared that I have their small blankets. And then I noticed that every time we enter a kids movie, the AC in the place is a little bit not really high, as much as the other theaters when it comes into adults. So my daughters would be like, "Why did we bring our blankets? It's not really that cold. I don't want it." It's like, "Okay, you can keep it. You can throw it. Just keep it on the side." It's like, "No, we don't want it next to us." It's like, and they get really annoying. So you're like, "I'm prepared for it, but I wasn't prepared that the theater is not really cold. So you never know what to do, you know what to
Yeah.
expect. And especially if it's really humid, sometimes because of humidity, you would feel that the places are going to be very, very cold.
Yeah.
And then it's vice versa. You enter, it's a little bit cold, humid kind of environment where you feel it's not cold, it's not warm, it's something in between. And
Yeah.
then you'll end up having, whether you're wearing your let's say jacket or having your blanket, you'll be like, why did I break it? Like,
Yeah.
why is it there? So many things could happen into it in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something for me that I learned to bring my jacket is like 5 years ago. I actually went to the theater with my mom and my sister, and I was very cold in the movies. And so I reminded myself to actually bring one with me next time, and that was a lesson for me to learn. But how about we go for a quick break, and we'll be right back.
So one of the things that I actually miss in the movies is usually the credit scenes, where I really miss the whole thing, because I don't know that there is one in the first place. And my brothers have to remind me sometimes. They're like, stay in, there's like a credit scene where like they will show you like the next movie or whatever it is that's gonna happen.
Some glimpse of what's gonna happen.
And I was like, really? And I never believed it till I actually started getting forced to stay. So are you the type of person who would actually stay and watch it, or are you the type of person who would just leave and not care about it?
Me, I always stay. And I always stay for even the last part of the credits. Like maybe there's something like extra. Now there was like sometimes 2 credit scenes, and even if it's like recently, the first one was important, the last one was just a scene of, let's say, an old show that used to be presented, but we stayed. Though it was really lame, but I mean we stayed. And when it comes into that, you would see that the whole theater is gone, and then you'll be like noticing who's really let's say nerdy about it, who are the ones who are staying. So we are all connected together in a way, you know. So yeah, I do really stay for the end.
I'm definitely the type to stay until the whole thing, and like it doesn't matter like if there's a credits or anything else, or there's probably behind the scenes. They used to do a lot of that back in the days.
It's so true.
Now they don't do that anymore.
I miss it.
They used to even do that with cartoons.
Yeah.
And I love that, but it's not the only point. The other point is actually I like to listen to the music. Plus, the idea that I don't want to be walking when there's a lot of people as well walking right in front of me. So I just wait, relax, chill down, you know, because, you know, where am I going to be going?
Exactly.
Heading home right after that.
I mean, one of the things that we do is that we tend to stay, even if there is, as you just said, no credits, waiting for people to just go. Or sometimes sometimes you're really tired because you're staying for a long time. So what we used to do is we play a game. Someone will notice a name on the screen being displayed, and while it's being up until the end, we'll just say it out loud, and the first one who can notice and see the name is kind of, let's say, a winner in a way. So we'll be like playing that game until everyone leaves and we're like leaving, you know. So one of the things that we do and we enjoy, I think it's more of something that's in the family. We really like, it's like trying to pick something very difficult, like, can you guess where is it? It's like, where is it? In a way.
Well, the thing is, I enjoy the movies so much, but the thing is, the credits, for some reason, I don't understand them. And usually it's the specific movies, and it's a specific, like, I would say genre or like a niche. I am not that person. Trust me, you will not find me in that niche. So I'm not, I swear. So even that, like, I wouldn't really get bothered to watch anything. But I would still stay for the sake of it. And I like also the vibes after the movie's over, you know, like the let's go on, we're leaving, but also how about this, we need to leave as well. So let's just end it for today.